Okay, Michaela says...
What's a cameo?
Do you want to come say hi real fast? He's like, nope, I'm out. I promised.
Oh, look.
I did promise Lucy I'd give her a shout out. So shout out to my daughter Lucy.
Woo! Shout out to Hudson for getting us set up.
Our kids don't have social media,
Clearly
so they
we're
just
using
get
that one and not
this.
that one. I'm not really sure what's happening, but
That's
is good.
okay. That's all right. We're here.
We're here.
On.
We're ready.
I know.
All right, guys. So last week
we are learning this new streaming site.
we probably need to work on it more than once a week, which I have all the time now.
And do some research.
You probably don't have as much time.
Well, what we found out yesterday on our 8th day after our first episode is that your episodes get deleted after 7 days, and you have to go in and download and save. So, for those of you who enjoyed our official first podcast, congratulations. You're the only ones in the world that will ever enjoy our very first live session.
Kind of sad.
So, this is episode 1, take 2.
Take 2. Trish is on here. Shout out to Trish and Michaela.
So,
Not really sure. And Addie.
Yeah.
We got all our homies on here.
yeah, so we're going to kind of start over. My name's Stephanie. I'm a teacher, middle school.
Allie, same thing, middle school teacher, right across the hall.
Yeah, if you're not in middle school, you're just missing out because it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of work. They're crazy.
They're good times, though. They're good times.
So many good times.
Yeah, they are. We actually, because of Addie, who's on here, we had a list of things that topics we could talk about. So maybe I have them.
Did you get them?
They're
Oh,
in here.
look at
Yeah.
look.
They're on my phone, but they're also in here.
Yeah.
So some of the so one of our amazing middle school teachers asked her students what they want to hear about on the podcast because they continually ask, "Are you going live tonight? Or are you going live
When you're going
tonight?
live. When you're going live.
When you're going live," and a lot of the parents. So here we are. One of the things was funniest student story that you have from all-time teaching.
Oh, golly, funniest student story that I can tell.
You can tell anything.
Let's see.
You can
Well,
tell
I
anything.
do want to keep my job still. So let's go farther back. Okay. Funniest student story. Do you have yours?
I have quite a few.
Okay, start with one. I'm going to think.
Well, I'll start with one. Well, I wasn't at work in Compton, and I got a text from my principal. I believe I was at a training, and she's like, "So, this was when I taught kinder, so it was probably like 18 years ago, 19 years ago. Forever. It was when I had patience. So yeah back then. Don't have that anymore.
Patience gone.
Virtue gone. So she was like, "Hey, your favorite student got stuck in the fence today," and I'm like, "What is that? What does that mean? And who's my favorite student?" Because clearly I had a list of them.
Yeah.
So she sends me a video of our campus security guard and Mr. Chan, shout out, and the kid, and he was buttering the kid's knee up to get, I believe it was him, out of the gate.
Yeah.
And he was fine. It was great. It was wonderful. I was like, "How did he get stuck in the gate?" And she was like, "Well, apparently a ball flew over and he thought he was small enough to get Now, hindsight, like they were pretty wide bars. These were tiny kids, but no, his little leg got stuck. He went in a smaller one. His little leg got stuck. So they buttered him up like a turkey.
Yeah.
And got him out. So that was a good one. Another one.
Do you remember last year when I got a call from my daughter's school?
I do remember the
And
finger.
So she was eating lunch on the playground with her friends, and she decided to stick her fingers down through the little hexagons on the metal lunch table that they were eating at, and then her hands wouldn't come out. And by the time they had called me, they had multiple teachers, they had the principal out there, and they were using butter and oil and some grease they had found in the high school science classes. they had to call the fire department to come in and get her fingers out of the table at school.
She's still working.
Probably one of
She's
her
still
most
working.
embarrassing. Actually, she doesn't get embarrassed very easy. She probably actually thought it was really funny. I do remember her talking about cute firemen. That was, she's like, I'm going to do that more often. I was like,
so
no,
what we've learned
let's
is
not.
to get our fingers stuck in the table. I mean, that's what I took from this lesson.
Yeah. Now, you've never taught Hudson in your home, like in your actual homeroom class, have you?
Like my child?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. But when I was an administrator at his school, that was enough for him. He literally...
He's like, nope.
Like, and now I'm like, hey, what if I go to your school? Nope. Wants nothing to do with it. Like,
yeah.
I love his... He won't even let me go. They're going to like a... I don't want to say the name of it, but the golf place where all the fun activities are.
Yeah.
For 5th grade, like, graduation.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. So we're actually out of school by then. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm going to go. And he was like, yeah, no, we're good.
No.
I was like, well, what if, like, you run out of money and, like, your friends, like, need more money? And he's like, you can go and hang out with my teacher since you guys are friends. And I'm like, he says that he doesn't want to, the reason he doesn't want to be at the same school that I'm at, he doesn't want to constantly hear his name, which I don't know what that means. And Hudson, why else don't you want me to work in your school? Because it's annoying. Because it's annoying. There it is. It's annoying. Although I feel like I'm a delight.
You are a delight.
You're
I think
a
you're an
delight.
absolute. I am a delight. I
You
will
are an
tell
absolute
you.
delight.
So I've taught 2 of my own kids
Yes.
for multiple years, like in my actual classroom.
Well, I taught him during COVID, and I'm pretty sure that's why he had to repeat second grade. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so my, I feel like it was my 3rd year back to teaching. I have 2 boys and then 2 girls.
Yes.
So the oldest of my 2 daughters, that year it was a year that they had done some downsizing of teachers, and they put the 2 6th grade classes together. And they're like, by the way, we're giving you all 38 6th graders.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a good time.
38 6th graders in one classroom, if you've never taught middle school, is a lot.
It's just a good time.
A lot
it's
of
like
hormones,
a party.
a lot of going out, a lot of breaking up, a lot of crying. I don't do well with the
So
crying.
much crying.
But we were in the middle of class, and everybody was working on their leadership book. It was a leadership school, and we were doing leadership class. And my daughter and her 3 best friends, who are still some of her closest friends today, they were knitting and crocheting in the little cubicle opening of their desk instead of doing their leadership books. And so I said, hey, you guys need to put that away, and you need to get going on your work. Well, her friends, of course, were like, sorry, Mrs. Wright. Yeah, sorry, put it away. And she looks at me. This is like 1 week after she's been in my classroom. And she's like,
nope.
She's like, don't talk to me like that. I am not putting it away. And immediately I've got 37
Little eyes.
sets of eyeballs. And now I'm kind of like sweating and embarrassed. I'm like, okay, if I don't get on this could
You
be a
know, nip
long
it in the
year.
bud, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay. So I had to write her up a reprimand. And because I was her teacher, I had to call her father. And she will still tell people about this because she's a senior this year. I am pretty much, I think, the only teacher who has ever written her up in her entire school career.
Well, in your defense, when we have our own kids, they need to be the examples and set the precedent.
Yeah. And
so
she
we are
knew,
harder on them.
which is why I never had a problem again. But her and her friends, they hung out in my classroom all the time. They loved being in my class. They would hang out at lunch in my classroom. They were there after school. They were there before school.
And in all fairness, our kids now would hang out with us for lunch if they were able to.
Yeah.
We just need that 30 minutes of not having them be Velcro students.
But my other daughter is more like your son. She's like, this is so embarrassing. I can't believe I have to be in your class. She would say things like, can you please not talk to me at school?
Drop me off down the street.
Yeah. And she, like, if we were in the classroom and I was looking at her because she was doing her work, like, she'd start getting, like, really upset. And she's like, don't look at me in class. Everyone knows you're looking at me. She's like, they're going to think I'm in trouble. I'm like, I'm looking at everyone.
Scanning, perusing.
Yeah, and so a totally different experience.
Well,
teaching
Abby said that she doesn't mind her niece, or her niece doesn't mind being in her class. But if she gets too much attention, she gets embarrassed. But in all fairness, Addie, you are like the cool teacher. Like, you are like the cool, fun vibe. More patient than both of us put together. Actually, that's not true. You're pretty patient.
Yeah. But Addie's the queen.
Addie's the queen cool.
And yes, I would agree.
Like, I feel like my child would love being in her class.
Sure.
She's a good time. And same with her partner teacher. Like, they're good times and they keep it real. Mm-hmm. Especially Phil. Like, she, like, there's no, like, you know where you stand. And she loves all the kids. But, like, 100% she'll just be like, that's a really dumb decision that you're about to make. Yeah. Like, that will affect you the rest of your life. Well, you
have to really, like, keep it real in middle school.
For sure. There's no babying.
They can go too far, too fast. As well as, like, they hate the boundary line, but they really desire the boundary line.
They're just constantly... Well, we've seen teachers currently that literally, as our students tell us, baby the kids. One particular one.
Yeah, in middle school, they do not want to be babied.
No, they appreciate, like, the no sugar coating, the bluntness, the realness.
Treated like young adults.
Yeah, because it's not like we're doing them or the parents any favors by being like, she was great, but no, like, this is how it was. And I feel like our kids appreciate that for us. Like, they seem to, I don't know. What's your worst, like, person that you worked with story? Not a current one.
Yeah.
Because I know what you were going to say.
I know, it's definitely not, like, at the school I'm with now. Well, there's been a couple of them. Some of them have been... it's been hard because I personally didn't feel like they were great with kids or a great teacher. And then my child ended up in their classroom.
It's hard.
And so that's really hard when you're already seeing them not be great with kids, especially any kids that are busy or have any sort of needs.
Absolutely.
And, there wasn't really any other choices. So that makes staff relations can be really uncomfortable and hard. But by far was definitely a middle school co-teacher a good handful of years ago that just no boundaries, just no, handing out, like, tails and ears to the kids.
Tails and ears?
It was a party.
What do you mean, tails and ears?
Like, I'm a
like
cat.
Like on Halloween?
In the middle of a regular class day. And...
What are those called again?
And,
my kid knows.
They're little animal creature people. But,
It's like a thing, right?
But, like through the wall, we shared a center wall, and it was just not even like a door in the middle. It was like a good, because it was an old, like shopping, an old, what are they called? Like an outlet complex. Yeah. So it was like this big, so there was like cinder blocks in between because it used to be like different businesses, but it just sounded like a party riot coming through the wall all the time. And so it got to be, and I by far, this teacher's first year, I had a really, really tough class. It was my youngest child's 6th grade class. It was a class I was talking about last week that after COVID and stuff, like, their behavior was so bad and that poor teacher couldn't handle it. She was a really sweet teacher, but she was a teacher that didn't really have, like, the teacher commanding voice. And she'd always taught, like, preschool and, like, kindergarten and 1st grade, and she'd never been with kids that old.
Right.
And so she was just really overwhelmed, and I felt so bad with her because she was seriously the sweetest human on the entire planet. Went back to preschool after having this group of kids. And, But they put the kids, no more than 6 kids at a time, in groups, like all over the school. Like that's how bad this class was. And but yeah, I got them, and it took us all year. I was at a leadership school, so we'd make behavior goals, and it took us almost the entire year to get our big party for changing that behavior. And the nice thing is they became the desired class that everybody like loved having in their room, because I held that expectation and they were able to meet it. But at the same time, like, it was a group. But when they went into this other teacher's classroom who had 0 classroom management, like I think she had a degree in something else and then just got a certificate, so had never been in the classroom. And
if you're a teacher and you don't have that like command presence,
especially in middle school,
like, you're literally, you're pretty much screwed. Like, because those kids will try you and try you.
Well, and I was a mentor, and like everything I gave to help, that teacher didn't want to try, didn't want to. So I kind of like washed my hands of it, because I was wasting prep every single day trying to go in and help this teacher. But yeah,
now you're wasting prep in a different way.
Yeah, so now there just wasn't anything reciprocated. Like, no advice was being taken. So I got to where I would go over to the office and I'm like, can I just watch the camera for enjoyment? Because it was like they were wild animals, just uncaged. If you're a parent, it would be you'd be amazed at what your kids will do at school sometimes, and but yeah, I was just like, even my own child, they are feral, all of them, like, what's going on? But when the precedent is set that you can do that in a classroom,
then they're just wild.
It's really hard
to bring them back,
to rein them back in.
Yeah,
like really hard.
And especially when it's not consistent, like throughout the middle school. Like we have, if you think about it, just 6 core middle school classes where we currently are, plus like the electives, PE and all that. But like,
and at my old school, there was 4 of us, one for each core class.
Well, and now, like, we pretty much all have the same, like, expectations.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're on, like, a pretty good trajectory.
For sure.
Or we were.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
I thought, okay, I do have a good embarrassing story. This student has now graduated high school. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's in part of a big family here where we live, and just the best family. But this student, he was so funny. He was the kid that would like, he and some buddies, and they would just show up at the most random things. I was in class one day, and next thing you know, he's got a container with 20 hot dogs, and he's passing out hot dogs around my classroom.
Why not?
And I was like, does your mother know you have the hot dogs? He's like, don't call her. I'm like, she's gonna missing. Like, no, there's 20 hot dogs missing. One time, out of his backpack, he pulled out like a full rotisserie chicken. He's like, Mrs. Wright, I just always get hungry in your class waiting for lunch.
Like a good chicken.
And he's sitting there and he's passing. I was just like, you have to stop, like, just showing up with these random things. Well, they're not even supposed to be bringing their backpacks to class. But he was the same kid. I have this atlas. I know.
If you're watching.
I have this huge atlas in my classroom, and he loved maps. And he would carry this atlas from classroom to classroom for his enjoyment reading time. He would check it out. He'd carry this. And I was like, don't get chicken on it, because he'd go around. But on the last day of school, at my old school, we had this really, really amazing, extremely special graduation for our 8th graders. And part of that was every single class in the entire school would give a gift that they had either made, or a song that they had prepared, or something. And everyone in the class would get something from that classroom. Mm-hmm. And they started with kindergarten, and it would go up through 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Giving their special gifts. And parents would come, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and we had so many people, and we would have the kids dress up like, in their Sunday best, and their suits and their dresses, and my co-teacher next door, who was one of the 2 8th grade homerooms, came over and was like, hey, do you know if so-and-so's parents have brought the clothes he's changing into? He's in one set of nice clothes, but he said his mom's bringing him because he decided, I think he wanted to match his buddies. And we'd gotten a call and they said, hey, the clothes are here. So he decides that he's going to change, just in a classroom. He had an undershirt on. And he hangs the hanger, like on the sprinklers that are in our classroom that have the little, little round thing. He hangs it up on the sprinkler. And he unbuttons his shirt and he gets his new shirt on and he goes to take the hanger down. He's adorably clumsy a little bit. And as he's trying to get it down, it gets hooked on the sprinkler and he pulled the entire sprinkler head out of the ceiling. Water and fire retardant go everywhere and he is covered like from head to toe, but he's got black fire retardant everywhere. Well, the fire alarms start going off. They had to, and we were literally 5 minutes away from graduation starting. Yeah. And so many fire trucks showed up at the school, but we had to evacuate everyone. All the kids were in the gym, all the parents. So everybody's like 2 businesses back in this parking lot for like 2 hours.
Nice.
So after they finally just secured, like it wasn't that, we got to go back in and he couldn't get the black stuff like off his face. So all the pictures from graduation.
He has it all over.
And pictures, it is. But it took the firemen like 5 hours to get the water off. And it was like over knee deep in the classroom. And then it was coming through our walls. And so it ended up wiping out
the Titanic.
three full classrooms. But they're like, they can't have their backpacks, they can't have their papers. And we're like, but we've got report cards in there and all this stuff. But because the fire retardant has that chemical and can be dangerous to breathe and all the other stuff, we couldn't get any of their stuff. So it was just like the weirdest, funniest last day of school.
I love that.
Ever. And
Thank God it was the last day.
Yeah, we just packed everybody up because normally after that, the middle school, we would jet to the park and spend the rest of the day at the park. And so we just left for the park for the day, which is perfect because we weren't allowed in our classrooms for like almost the entire summer. Like it was...
Which is kind of a
everything
blessing.
Just stayed.
Because if you're a teacher, you have like this you go between like, do I want to take the summer off? And then this like guilt of like, why aren't you working in your classroom and getting your classroom prepped? Mm-hmm. Like it's just guilt. I was hoping you would bring up like, but I guess I'll bring it up, the whole like adult privacy issue in schools. Like, what is your take on... So we give our kids plenty of privacy. And then, as teachers... We expect the same when we're chatting with each other or chatting it up with parents.
You just pull the door closed or whatever. And it's just the expectation.
Sometimes we lock it even, like... Yeah. But, recently we've come to realize that people have not been respecting that privacy and have been like... Which, by the way, we're not that exciting.
We're not.
They've been eavesdropping on our conversations.
We were literally just talking about this, our stream. And
Absolutely.
like what day we wanted to do it. And we
I don't know what
noticed
else we
that,
said.
people were listening through the crack of the door.
And when, like, we were told about it, like, because I received a text message, they ran off.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're older than we are. So it's like, what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
And not only did it happen once with just this incident, happened twice that night.
Yeah.
Not only that, but was it last year or this year when like we would be meeting in private and like our door would like suddenly be unlocked and clearly we're meeting like just with us, like our team.
Well, parents would like hunt us down and we would like run from room to room trying to
hiding.
Yeah. As teachers, I'm sorry, we do sometimes hide from parents. Like you have teachers that, or not teachers, but parents that'll hunt you down and so you're going into other teachers' classrooms say like, hey, can I hide out here for 5-10 minutes till this parent leaves? Like they haven't set up a meeting, they haven't contacted us. They're just showing up, and
like it's kind of like
we want to know you're coming.
Well, also we don't have that much time to like prep our stuff, so
no, especially before school.
Well, yeah, and just showing up, like
I
don't know, like to me it's rude. Like I would never want to. unless I'm like just dropping off a coffee for my son's teacher and like running away. Like
Right.
I would never, not like crazy sneaky
Yeah.
running away. Like
You want to bring coffee? Bring coffee.
Bring coffee.
We love coffee.
We do.
We love so much.
but
coffee.
like also like we don't get a lot of time as a team. So
No.
like
Hardly any, because we all have
we don't really
different
want to have to
preps.
curtail what we're
We don't
talking
even
about.
have. Yeah, we're the only team. We're the only team that has a separate lunch too. So we don't.
We get to eat together Wednesdays.
Yeah, we eat in shifts, and once a week we get one 30-minute lunch, and we don't want to be bothered by anyone, staff, kids.
Remember when
parents.
our bosses tried to set up a 30-minute meeting?
Yeah, we're like no meetings during lunch.
Well, actually, I think Mandy was there at that point.
Yeah.
So-
Our lunches are not paid. So these are unpaid lunches, so it's our personal time and stuff. And one boundary line that we've tried to hold really fast is please don't come and talk to us and ask us to do things during that
Our 30-minute lunch.
Because honestly, we don't really get 30 minutes. And anybody that works our current school in middle school can attest. Because by the time you get the kids out of your room, you find out like who
Who's
might
in
have
detention.
detention that day, and you're running around getting kids, or like if my middle school co-teacher needs something, absolutely, I'm going to help my my co-teacher out, but sometimes it's just finding kids or whatnot. But
For sure.
that 30-minute lunch goes and a bathroom break. We'd never get enough bathroom breaks, so hallelujah to everybody that comes and like helps us out with bathroom breaks. But trying to fit all of that in a 30-minute non-paid time period is. It's not enough time. Like we scarf.
No, but I
so
feel
fast.
like I've been pretty lucky everywhere I've been, including where I currently am, where like even if I need something like during like a class period, like we can pop next door.
Yeah, people
like,
are great
or we
to
have
help.
we have a really good aide or
Uh-huh.
things like that to come hold it down
Yeah.
for us. And like it's not like our kids are doing crazy things, but
No.
like
No, most of the time. But
yeah,
yeah.
most of the time. They're not hanging from the ceilings most
Yeah.
of the time. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
I don't know. We just had a training actually, which is about AI,
Oh yeah.
which was pretty interesting because like the more I think about it and the more I think about our kids writing their papers and things like that, like even us as adults, we use AI for everything. So how
Hi
are we,
Dixie.
who?
Dixie.
Oh, hi. How are we telling our parent or our kids like, no, you can't chat GPT this.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like because now we know how to write intellectually and we're just
Right.
teaching them the basics,
Yeah.
like basically how to write a paragraph because that's where we're coming
Sentence.
in
Yeah.
at. Sixth grade, that's where we're coming in at. So I remember the first day when we were like, write 5 to 7 sentences, and you would have literally thought we asked them to poke their own eyeballs out
Yeah.
with their heads, with their pencils.
Right.
And now they just, they do it. Sometimes they need some guidance, but like, I don't know. What do you think about the whole AI thing? Like, are you dealing with that with your own personal kids?
With my students
With
or
your
my
kids,
own?
your
Yeah.
children.
So my own children, I have one that never uses it. She's really, really good,
Okay.
and she does all of her own work. And she has, both my kids have academic struggles, and she works through pretty good. She's learned how to like use voice command and then go in and do edits and
Sure,
things
sure.
like that. My younger one, literally today, I got a text from her, and she's like, "Did you block Chat GPT?" I'm like, "I did." And she's like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, "Because," like, she's on it all the time. And
They use it for everything.
She's gotten in trouble. And part of it is, like, she does struggle to write some content because of some of her academic difficulties. But she likes to use it, which I think is appropriate when she's having, like, social struggles with her friends. She puts into Chat GPT what she's feeling and what she wants to say, so it'll come
So
up
it
and help her
helps her,
express
right.
it in a great way. What I don't like is when I'm looking at her college level history papers, and I'm like, you are not turning that in. There is no way that you wrote this.
Right.
But yeah, so
It's getting
I
harder
find it
and harder,
at home
too.
and at school.
Well, I'm lucky that my kid, I mean, granted, he does use, like, he'll use Siri for things. Like today, I was eating a banana and, like, I was cutting it and a piece fell on the ground and I was like, he's like, just let one of the dogs eat it. And I was like, I don't know if dogs can eat bananas. And so he's like, hey, Siri, can dogs eat bananas? So I feel like for those things, that's great. But, like, when it comes to, like, term papers or research papers, like, my kids are working on, like, a research project right now. And the majority of it they're doing in class. And so I know I'm literally, like, circling like a bird the whole time. So I know they're not using it there, but...
Well, I've noticed, so one thing I love to do at my old school that I can't do here is I would do different research papers, like on countries or like different things, and I would make them do book only. And I had a set of encyclopedias in my class, and then we would go over to our makeshift library, and it had tons of old sets of encyclopedias where the kids could just sit and do old school research.
Like
and
book
they
reports.
actually thought it was kind of fun. Like they felt like it was a field trip to somewhere fun, because it's gotten to where kids don't know how to look things up for themselves because they've never really had to.
They haven't had to. They literally type it into Google.
Yeah, and so to look up a country or a president or something and to get that information from a book just seems mind-boggling. But we don't have access to old encyclopedias at our school.
No,
so
our library is more modern, so we definitely... There's no card catalog. There's nothing...
There's no, like, research books.
No, it's more like entertainment purpose, I feel like. Yeah.
Right.
Which is fine. Our librarian's amazing, so she'll help you find whatever. Yeah. But it's...
But you can't send kids home with these types of research projects and be like, okay, I want you to make a trip to a library and I want you to find these books.
They can't.
Because they'll just hop on their phones.
Well, a lot of my kids, though, for this research project, they were like, yeah, Guzman, did he use ChatGPT last year on Spain?
Joseph.
A lot of these kids, like, they'll come to me and they're like, hey, I don't have internet at home. And I'm like, no worries. We'll do the majority of it at school. Dixie says she rarely allows her kids to use ChatGPT. Encyclopedias, absolutely. I mean, do you remember, like, encyclopedia salesmen, like, would come to your door and they're like, would you like to buy A through Z? I mean, we didn't have money. I don't know how my parents got their set.
We had a set of encyclopedias from a door-to-door salesman that I probably still have at my house or my storage unit somewhere.
We don't have those anymore.
They're like a hot 1976 version.
So it's not the most accurate information.
Correct.
But that's the other thing. Everything's changing so fast now. Like, they want the most current information. Like, populations are changing, like, literally every second.
Yep.
I mean, look at the town we live in. Like, it's gone from, like, what was it when you were here?
I mean, it was when I moved out here in 2001, it was about 5,000 people.
And it's like 25,000
I mean, the high school wasn't even there. The middle school was the high school.
And is it 20? You think it's more than 29,000?
No, I think we're closer to. I think we're closer to 50,000. It's gotten big fast.
But that wasn't even like, when did we move? 2022, and it wasn't. I mean, it's probably 20,000 more than that since we got here in 2022. I mean, look at all the. I mean, even by the grocery store, like, there's 5 brand new giant apartment buildings.
All the apartments and the restaurants and the.
But we are going to get Panera, guys, and a Costco.
Real quick, and a Dutch.
We are going to get that. So, okay, in case you did not know, Stephanie has a vice, which actually we ran into each other at the grocery store today, and her husband and I were giving her crap about it.
Yeah.
Her vice is Dutch Brothers.
I do. I like somebody to make my coffee for me.
Granted, we do everything else ourselves.
Which is why I'm too broke, because I go get a coffee. I do. I get a medium trifecta with light ice, and I get OG Skinny. It's half chocolate milk, half non-fat. I get 1 a day on school days.
So I ran into her at the grocery store today, and I was like, "Oh, you found like the Dutch in the store." So
they're in the stores
you don't need
now.
to make it. You don't need to go buy the Dutch anymore. And she was like,
Yeah,
this
is
that's
for the
still
weekends.
happening.
This is for the weekends to pour on ice. I still need, yeah.
Her husband was like, "You could actually stay home and stop working."
Yeah. Well, okay, so when I originally went back, because I coached for years and years. I actually only stopped coaching when I moved to the school I'm currently at. This is been the second year of my entire life. I started coaching I was playing sports and coaching sports by my sophomore year of high school.
Right.
And I have coached some sort of a sport pretty much all my life until like 2 years ago, when I tried really, really, really hard to even get an intramural basketball started at our school, and I was told, nah. And I was like, it would be great, kids could get involved, and then I was told, nah. And so I just kind of quit pushing, but I just think sports are great for kids, whether it's intramural style, pickup games, you know, it just doesn't matter, or organize it. It's just a great way for kids to learn. Sportsmanship is such a huge part of life, and being able to get along with people. And it's also really cool to see kids that don't always, thrive in the classroom, in a different environment to thrive. And, but yeah, I coached. So even when I was at stay-at-home mom, I was still coaching high school teams and middle school teams, and eventually my own kids' sports. So when I went back to work, we were trying to put my oldest son, who we wanted to find a smaller environment for him to be. We were just worried about how big the high school in our town was. And so we just, after a lot of discussion, decided to put him in private school. And then my other son really wanted to go to the same private school because he had just always wanted to go there. And so we could do that if I went back to work. And so I was like, okay. So for the first, 4 or 5 years, my salary just went to pay for
tuition. Yeah,
for private school. And so, after private school, I could afford coffee. I'd get it on Thursdays because we were a 4-day-a-week school. And if my kids got up every day, got in the car, and we got to school on time, and we could get back into the car before any meltdowns happened because my kids were young, on Thursdays, I would get them a steamer, a vanilla milk, or a hot chocolate. Their choice, something really fancy in a kid's cup. And then I would get myself a coffee, and then I would always get it on Fridays. It was staff only from 8:30 to 12:30 every Friday. And so I'd get myself, a coffee to sit through the meetings. But then when our kids weren't in private school anymore, and my husband was like, yeah, I prefer for you just to keep working, I was like, okay, well, in the agreement that I'm going to go get a coffee in the morning. So I'm like, you want me to quit getting coffees? I shouldn't have to work. That was our agreement, and here we are.
But he did actually say that today. He did say that.
He will argue. He does always like, do you know how much your coffees cost every month?
That was an actual conversation today. I was there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But she did make a good point. She's like, well, Allie will just bring me coffee. Because I am like the Starbucks queen.
Yeah.
I do love me some Starbucks. Yeah. I am not a Dutch girl. I am a Starbucks girl. Or, shout out, Java Station in Caldwell. Yeah. Love that place as well.
Yeah. And I do have a coffee pot in my classroom that I'll use in the afternoon.
Yeah, we have the Keurig.
Me up. I just can't really do sodas with caffeine anymore. Just watching my sugars, and so I have to be careful what I put in my coffees too. I have found a lot of the creamers that I'm bougie. I like my coffee made for me, so I call it at-home coffee. If I have to have at-home coffee, then it shouldn't taste like coffee. It's got to have yummy stuff in it. And I'm finding that a lot of the creamers have messed with my cholesterol and stuff. Yeah. And when I cut out the coffee creamer, it goes down. So on doctor's advice, I've not been making at-home coffee, right? Got to watch the cholesterol. But,
Is that Leo Martinez?
I have to make sure. Let's see.
Is that Leo Martinez on there?
Oh, no,
it's
that's
your
my
husband,
hubby.
Leo.
That's my husband.
So see, that's true.
Shout out.
She
Yeah.
is right. She is cutting things out, Leo.
Yeah, I have been, but yeah, I still do a
proud of
cup
her.
of coffee in the morning, and
then
I like their stickers, so I do buy their sparkling water sometimes. But I just get it in a can so I can make my own. I get my own syrup in my classroom, and I make it in the afternoon.
She's fancy. I am not. I'm like, let me
so
drink my
fancy.
coffee and
Yeah,
That's
but it
it.
shouldn't taste like coffee.
oh, see, I like the taste of coffee.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
like
a
things
little
too
taste,
sweet.
but not like a black coffee.
Oh, I like
You
that.
you like that? Yeah,
I do.
That's my husband. I'm like no. I'm like no.
It's because I feel like that's what it's purpose for. Like to taste not great, but to. And by the way, I don't need any more energy, but
Yeah, I do.
here we are.
I wake up so tired. I know. We just ping, 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 ping. We just ping off each other.
And it's
Listen,
very much so
we,
like
we are what we teach. I mean, we're like middle school kids. We come with that middle school
God, what was
energy. But yeah, it's like you start getting down and you gotta like fight each other in the hall to get the little pick me up to keep going. And
I feel like though we're lucky with our kids because like first of all and our parents like they know like our personalities. Like mine know like they can in the morning, but like some teachers they're like
yeah,
like I know you can't do this first thing in the morning.
right.
Like I think Phil is like okay, like you're a lot right now.
I love to stand out there and talk to the kids in the middle of all the chaos and whatever's going on, and you already know which groups you're like, you know, come on, it's not a huddle, it's a line, let's go.
Exactly.
And it, you know, you get to heckle them right. Well, they're heckling us, we're heckling them, but in a respectful way. I feel like for the most part, like our kids are very respectful.
They're hilarious
of us, but they're funny.
I will be honest, if
kids.
you want to feel well, good or bad, depending on how you're looking. Like the kids, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've not weekend wise, but the best wardrobe. Like the notes I get, or like I had to like that fitting girl.
Right.
Like first of all, I had to ask them what that meant because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what you're saying. But I am not gonna lie, like.
Yeah.
I really feel a lot better about myself because of these
kids will let you know before you can get them into your classroom from lockers. They are going to let you know what they think about your outfit.
Oh, 100%. Like, I will give an example.
Yes.
One of my favorite students was like, for some reason, I don't know why, I was like, I've been losing weight like the past couple months. And so like none of my clothes were fitting. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I got smaller things or I went back to like, you know, way long ago clothes. And a lot of it was black. And she was like, are you okay? Are you depressed? She had her mom text me. God bless her long heart.
Miss Witherspoon's depressed. She's wearing all black.
And I was wearing eyeliner, which apparently meant I was emo.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So I did, though. I was like, okay, like I bought some, you know, stuff in smalls and things like that. And I was like, okay, I need to add some more color to my wardrobe. So this little chicken nugget of a student, how adorable she is, doesn't think I'm depressed anymore. So, but they will not only will they let you know, though,
I think
their
the
parents
sixth graders, I do have some seventh graders that are really good about it, but the sixth graders, I feel like every year are so expressionate about our clothing and just what we're doing, just the way, like about your hair, did you change? Like they notice down to the tiniest detail.
They do. Well, also they're staring at us all day, so that could be why too.
True.
Like,
yeah, the best is like, Mrs. Wright, you look really tired. Thanks.
Tell
me more.
Tell me I look like crap.
Yeah, right. I'm like, yeah.
Or why are your eyes so puffy?
Night.
Well, I was up all night crying.
Do you have a black eye? No, I don't.
It's my mascara.
No, but if you need a hug.
we have a great student ambassador hugger who actually someone who will be filling in for me this week a little bit.
Yeah.
He was a little concerned with that situation.
With the huggings, yeah.
He was like okay, FISPA.
Yeah.
I'm just used to the kids like just coming, like it doesn't even faze me anymore.
Well, and I think too, being a male teacher, you do have to kind of have that really strict boundary. I think all teachers. I'm not a big hugger, but in that I was always just trained like, especially in middle school, you shouldn't be hugging students.
Side hugs.
When I started, I was so young. I mean, I was fresh out of college, and I've always kind of looked young for my age. Like, I feel like I look my age, but students are still like, you don't look as old as you're telling us you are. And so when I, was, 23, 24, starting out, like, I looked like a kid because I'm not all that tall either. And so,
no, absolutely.
To make sure that, like, kids respected me as, a teacher in middle school, and I did a long-term sub at a high school where I coached and stuff. And so I really had to make sure I had that boundary line up, because I was worried that if they thought, we were friends, that I wasn't going to get the respect and things that I needed.
And we
in
do
the classroom.
see that now.
And so,
we
like, hugging and all that. So I've always been a big high fiver. Like, hey, how's it going and stuff. And so.
And I'd rather hug than high five because I don't want to touch their hands.
Yeah, I'd rather just wash my hands.
I wash my hands like 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Abby said she wore makeup, and one of the students was like, "Oh my god, it's actually good." Which, Abby, I will
huge
say,
compliment.
that is a huge compliment. And your eyeshadow and stuff always looks on point.
She's been super on
yeah,
point.
like hottie.
I honestly would not know she was a new mom. Probably not sleeping much at night. Like,
Addie?
Yeah, she just.
But she looks
great.
amazing.
That's
She's
what
gonna
I'm
look
saying.
like she just had a
She
baby.
looks. I mean, even when
Cue
my kids
right
were
now,
like,
if we could, to a shot of Addie and her husband and the baby.
So cute.
So cute. So
but
cute.
I'm pretty sure about still by 4 or 5 months, I was still like in my maternity pajamas or sweats, just hanging out, because I didn't go back to work.
Yeah, no.
Right away. I was home with my kids, and I was just like, "What's the point of getting dressed today? They're just gonna spit up on me," because I would just go through so many clothes. I remember getting dressed, and they'd spit up on you, and then you change again and change again. I'm like,
yeah, and then you get to a point where you're just like, okay, well, I'm going to work, but at the same time, like, do I really need to look my best?
Yeah.
Now I love, like, dressing up and looking nice, but, like, when your kids are tiny, you're just like, meh.
Yeah, I'm just tired. So shout out to Addie and shout out to working moms.
Seriously, those people who have just had kids or have little ones, it is so tough. Like, I see our parents come, even with, like, younger, they have middle schoolers, but they have younger kids who attend our school, like, it's kind of exhausting.
Yeah, I like to tease some of our middle school. We have our habitual tardy. I have 6 kids who come in tardy every single day. And I'm like, if you started everything 10 minutes earlier, you could get here on time.
I sometimes think that it's not the kids. Like, I think that it's like siblings or parents.
A couple of them are like, for sure parents for a couple of them. But then I do have a couple who's like, my sister was having a hard morning again. I'm like, okay, get your stuff. Let's get going.
Oh, and they will tell you all the tea about your family.
Yeah, kids share. I learned really early on when I was teaching preschool and I was still going to college. I had a friend that was running the preschool, and she said, because I was like, do you know what these kids just told me? They're 3 and 4. Like, do you know what they just said? I'm like, and so then I would have to tell their parents, what information has been shared. And so early on, I was taught, like, that if you only believe half of what your kid comes home and tells you, then I will only believe half of what your child is telling me about what happens
I really
in your
believe
home.
it all.
I know. The stuff that kids say sometimes, I'm like,
it blows your mind.
I don't think your parents are going to just want you talking about that. But they like to overshare.
They are
in groups.
oversharers.
Like raise the hand in front of the class to overshare.
Oh yeah, there's no shyness.
No.
Joseph says he remembers a particular student that I think was late for my class and is still late for yours.
Yes.
And we called it Suavecito time.
Yep. Every day. And he's so cute. I was like, what happened today? He's like, you don't even want to know.
The lights wouldn't change.
He's so funny. He comes in, he looks like he's just rolled out of bed, and he's just
the
adorable.
He's
like somebody you want to just stick in your pocket and take home with you. Like, he's just the
and his mom I would take home with me.
I know.
She's so adorable.
Amazing.
And if you like cookies from the Ukraine. She is Roman.
Oh, she's such amazing.
Yeah, she is.
The best treats.
We have our parents this year and last year. Like, well, because you have my parents from last year.
Yeah.
Like, there is not one that I could technically say anything bad about. Like, they are, like, when you need something, they're there. Like, it's just whatever you need. Like,
oh, which reminds me, shout out, I'm going to ask for tissues again. I don't know about your class, but we have been missing, out of 7th grade between the 2 classes.
I have a bunch of
we have been, like, having, like, 10 to 12 kids a day gone sick.
Because they have.
Everyone's blowing their nose. I think I went through about 8 to 10 tissue boxes just this week.
Well, some of my kids 2 weeks ago, I guess my partner teacher sent out, I didn't know, a memo to kids about, or parents about tissues. So my kids are walking in with tissues and I'm like, what's happening? Well, thank God I had another parent that was like, sent me the email from the other teacher. I was like, okay, I just didn't know what was happening. But, Joseph says that's because Joseph, you're stealing our tissues? Are you blowing your nose a lot? What's happening, Joseph? Let us know.
Yeah. But no, I feel
Clorox wipe and tissues, if your kid is in middle school, send them.
Yeah. Okay, so shift, what is some of your craziest parent requests?
It's funny.
Just it could be your whole teaching career. Like, what are some interesting parent requests?
I had one, I don't know. No, this isn't necessarily I guess it is. I was, again, teaching kinder at this point, and I had this adorable little girl who clearly did not have the most stable home life, but for some reason, her mom really took to me. And I just remembered we would pick up the kids like behind the building, and we would they would line up and we would walk them out, and the parents would all be at the gate, right, to when we entered our class. And this is how I met her. She was like, that's my baby's teacher, the awkward and the dress. And I'm like, oh my God, at this point we had 6 kindergarten classes. It was wild. So I was like, okay. So anyway, cut to like a couple months later, and she brings this little cute baby in, like maybe 45 minutes late. And I could tell the mom had been drinking, which didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help because, number one, you drove your child to school, so now I have to freaking report this.
Right.
And number two, like, I have 35-year-olds on this carpet, and she was in negligee, so that was also awesome. It was delightful. So then she goes and says, hey, this was a request. Can you take blah, 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 and they usually ride the bus, hold on to them for parent pickup. I'm going to be back to get them later. Now, just so you know, like, at this point, I was like, not in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be reporting this, so I don't really know, but yeah, I'll take her to parent pickup. So before she left, she's like, girl, I just downed a whole bottle. It's 8 in the morning, 8:30. I think our school started at 9. A whole bottle of a Hennessy or whatever it was, as most do in the mornings while they're, getting dressed.
Couldn't imagine.
And she's like, and I'm going to go right now to the clinic and take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, what is happening? Now, we didn't have aides. We didn't have other parents.
Yeah.
There was no one else in the room.
We do have parents that overshare, for sure.
That was not here, though. That was when I was in California. And I was like, so my kids' lunch was at 10:30 then, which is so weird because they got, school started at 9. So I walk in the office and I'm like, not really sure what to do with this information. So luckily I had an amazing principal who called, Child Protective Services, the whole thing. I mean, she ended up eventually being reunited with her mom, but we wanted to make sure she was safe. Mm-hmm. But that was pretty wild. Like, she was just like, I just downed a whole something I don't think I could have done in like a month or 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
let alone 8 in the morning.
What that reminds me of, so when I was teaching in my other school, I remember being in the middle of 6th grade history class. So we were doing geography, and I have this little guy, and I don't know at your old schools if you had like little fixers? Like if I had a table that was
Oh,
wiggly,
yeah.
if I had a desk or whatever,
You my job.
I would call for this student to come from other classrooms
Yeah, you
and
my
be
job.
like, "Hey, Mrs. Wright's got a desk that needs to be
Absolutely.
fixed." Knew where my drills were, my tool. These kids, 6th grade, they can fix anything.
Absolutely.
Like, they would 3D print like bookshelf clips for me over in the science room.
We didn't have that when I was teaching.
They were my little robot fixer kids. And he's sitting there, and he was really struggling on his paper. You could tell he was tired. It was first class of the morning. And he's just adorable, really tiny for 6th grade, his little glasses. And all of a sudden he goes, "Mrs. Wright, I packed mine and my brother's lunches." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Can I look in my lunchbox?" And I was like, "Sure." And he goes running back, and he goes, "This isn't Go-Gurt." And I was like, "What is it?" He goes, "I don't know. I think it's a parent-only thing."
Was
And
it like one of those ice pops?
It was one of those alcohol ice pops. And his face, and he's sitting there, and he's like, "Am I getting arrested? Are you kicking me out of school? Like, what do I do?" And I was like, "Well, it's going to be an awkward phone call home to your parents for starters." I hate awkward phone calls, but you got to make them. And we're sitting there, and we're talking, and then all of a sudden it clicked. He packed his 1st grade brother's lunch also, and he goes tearing out of my room, across the playground, over to the 1st grade, and thankfully, brother had a Go-Gurt. His was the right one. And I was talking to I don't even remember honestly at this point if it was mom or dad, and they're like, "Okay, so we will store those on separate shelves from now on." Like, we hadn't thought that they would be like the mix up, like the kids know, don't touch these Go-Gurts.
But probably if you're in a hurry.
But in the morning, yeah, because usually they pack their lunches before they went to bed,
when
and
you're
they're
half
tired.
asleep.
So he was helping mom out, just packing their lunches and stuff, and it's pretty funny sometimes what show up in these kids' lunches. Sometimes knowingly, but
well,
when
I
it's not.
packed when Hudson. I'm sorry, my kid Hudson, when he was in. Well, let's see. It was during COVID, so like
in that high
kinder 1st grade. Yeah. Well, because we'd moved him to a private school in Huntington Beach, so he could go back to school because the schools weren't open.
Oh, that's right, because California was closed for a long
it was
time,
awful.
right?
That's why we moved here. It was awful.
That's right.
So we what?
Sorry. My daughter's on right now wanting to know, yes, you can stay at BSU till 9:30, but be careful driving home, especially downtown. Yes.
So I packed his lunch, and I get a phone call. I saw him, like, what's happening? So I get a phone call. I'm at work, and I'm like, why is my son's school calling me? And they're like, "Hey, Allie, blah, blah, blah." So we had to, maybe it wasn't at the private school. Maybe it was when he went to Long Beach Unified Public School. I don't know. But I had friends at both. And so whoever it was, the admin called, and they're like, "Just to let you know," I was not paying attention. Whatever I sent my son that day, I sent a knife. And instead of a butter knife, I sent like a steak knife, like one he could fully shank someone with.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "So just so you know, it's up in the office." Like, I'm like, okay, he was not supposed to be sent with that. But anyway, so we understand these things happen, guys. It's totally fine.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there are kids who show up, well, not at this school, but my old school, just because we were in the lunchroom with the kids at our old school, we had a lunch duty, and I was like, oh my word, why would their parents let them bring a plastic knife? Like, that thing's gonna get turned into a shank. Like what?
And
what is going on
that this year with the dental floss things? Like, they made little bow and arrows out of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So
kids are inventive.
They are.
It's kind of like middle school. I mean, kind of like prison.
I was going to say it's prepping for prison.
I know,
but
the stuff they show up with sometimes, I'm like, well, obviously they're not thinking because they're in middle school, but it's like, what are you thinking?
Well, I think this past week, if it's taught us anything, it's number one, lock your cabinets.
Yes. Lock everything.
Lock everything.
Lock everything.
Number two, search pockets.
There's nothing worse than having to, like, frisk someone.
I won't.
I won't.
I'm like, just flip your pocket.
But when they're like, hey, can you just randomly be checking, student A, B, and C's pockets? I'm like, no, but you're welcome to come do that.
No.
I'll just ask him.
Above my pay grade.
I did have a student in my old school though that we literally would stand there and be like, empty your pockets. This student would bring so many toys and fidgets, and we're like talking 7th grade.
So I had an 8th grader that was
why so many toys.
I think his name I feel like his name was Jose. This was in California, but I never knew because I called him Marbles because marbles weren't allowed at school. And so my partner teacher, my partner wife, Tan and I we would make instead of checking his pockets, we're like jump up and down. And this kid is like 6'3". So we would make him jump. We called him Marbles. But I honestly don't remember his name. He's probably on here watching. But Marbles, if you're on here, what was your real name?
Right.
I feel like your sister's name was Yahida.
Yeah.
Jose, are you on here? Is that you?
Legos. This little guy always had Legos, batteries, and these other. It would just be like random pieces of things.
But even if they don't have things, they will we have
create them.
Pencils.
Yeah.
It's odd. The mom's like, I don't know why they're having stomach issues. I'm like, maybe because they had 4 lead pencils yesterday.
The really annoying sticky note airplane things that they're throwing around. Which
we don't have those yet.
Not too bad in 6th and 7th grade, but 8th grades had a huge problem with them turning everything, their assignments, their worksheets, their notes
into airplanes.
Yeah. Just I'm like, listen.
Is that why they're on the ceiling?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But I'm like, listen, we work hard to get this work ready for you. Please do it. Please do it.
They're like, we did it. We just sent it up on an airplane.
Yeah. I think one of our 8th grade classrooms still has one up in a ceiling tile that I think has been left there as an example as to
what not to do.
I better not find anything else like this. Yeah. Well, I gave Ziplocs of fun little things at Christmas to all the 7th graders, and there was different kinds of fun Christmas pencils, little candies and fidgets, and it's just the stuff you can get really cheap and
stuff that I would never give middle schoolers ever.
And I made them all put them in their backpacks. Well, should have known my fantastic 5, I call them. Snuck them into their pockets and threw them at the ceiling, thinking they would stick there for a little bit and come down there. These little squishy cube things. Not only was there one in the hallway, one in my classroom, and one in my co-teacher's classroom for ever. While I had a sub, and when my co-teacher had a sub, they climbed on the tables to get them down with they were hitting it with stuff. That oil stained residues on the ceiling that will never go away, but it's going to be a great reminder that maybe they don't need gifts. I
remind her of this all the time, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah. So,
all the time.
Yeah. So I was like, they were like, are you going to do anything first? I'm like, no. I'm like, look what happened last time.
It's very... they want to be mature, but at the same time, Joseph says yep, and Aiden says that they're paper darts.
Yeah, but they make them out of it's like a little airplane tiny thing that they make with this pointy tip that they fling. And
now I just want you to know, I don't know when they do this because it doesn't happen in my class.
Yeah, I have not seen them in my room. I feel like I've seen them in the other 7th grade classroom. And 100% in the 8th grade classrooms.
I've only seen them in the ceiling, not kids throwing them.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a challenge from a social media site. And luckily,
oh, really?
A lot of 6th and 7th graders, thank you parents, still don't let their kids have the social media stuff. And so unless they're seeing another kid doing it and talking about it, they don't know. But I think by the time you get to 8th grade, there's a lot more
TikTok
freedom.
Trend or something?
Sometimes with social media. I don't know. I keep my kids' stuff locked down, so I'm like,
my kids tell me about all the things on social media, which I'm super thankful for because I don't necessarily know all the trends happening out there, and they're like you know, like
Yeah.
it'd be great to know if like eating Tide Pods came back into like
Becoming,
our generation, you know.
100%.
They're out of sticky notes and lead
lead and staple. Oh, that's scary. Oh, good to know.
That's about right.
I really haven't seen any in my room, but you're right. I see them in the ceiling over in the 8th grade classrooms.
Staples?
No, that must be how they're sticking in the ceiling.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's
All right, that makes
hilarious.
sense. Well, we just wanted to hop on here for a while. Next week, we will have a full list of topics, maybe a whiteboard in here to go through.
Yeah,
the
we need to
topics.
start checking off a list.
So, kiddos and parents, let us know what you want to hear about. Stories, facts. What do you want to know about that we can talk about?
Right.
We can change the names of people.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. And if you didn't know, we also have a YouTube channel now. So go to Two Broke Teachers and a Mic.
The
on
number
YouTube,
2. The number 2.
No spaces. And like and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be going live next week. Our live will both be on Twitch and YouTube.
We're doing it Friday.
Possibly. It might be my son's birthday. I got to see what day his birthday's on. But sometimes I know what day it is. I don't know what day of the week it falls on.
Well, wait, what's today? Today's the 15th?
I don't know if his birthday is going to be on Friday or Saturdays. I feel like yes. Friday. Time out. Oh, we're on my phone. I can't look.
Well, wait, I can do the math though. Well, the dates.
Well,
16th is Monday, 17th is Tuesday, 18th is
19th,
Wednesday,
20th.
20th.
Friday it will be.
Friday it will be. That we don't teach math.
No.
If you ask any of my
don't
students who are watching, math doesn't math with Witherspoon.
Yeah. I can math. I realize I can math more than our children counting points on a paper. But yeah,
Oh yeah, it's not good when you're asking them to.
we don't have to math, so it just kind of goes by the wayside.
Friday is Joseph's birthday, so he gets
So
a
Joseph
birthday
will get
song.
a birthday shout
out and song.
Yeah.
Are we going to dinner somewhere, Joseph? Where are we
Take
going
us
to
all
dinner?
out.
Let's go. Your
He's like,
parents
"Dad!"
love me. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Like, my teachers want to go. Yeah.
They already know. His parents
Yeah.
know me well enough.
That's
we are
true.
big
That's
Olive
true.
Garden people.
We are Olive Garden people.
We are.
But yeah, so if you guys have any topics, stories, at some point we've got to dive into the whole crazy world of parent requests, COVID, some of this parent requests during COVID.
Parent requests now.
I'm like, yeah.
Can you give my child 9 extra months to do this assignment?
Yeah.
When it was
Mine's
supposed to be done
we're
in
leaving
class?
on an academic vacation tomorrow, which I found out was Disney World. Can you get 2 weeks of work ready? They need to take it home today so we can do it while we're gone and bring it back. Never have I ever gotten the work back after a vacation from anyone.
No,
even though
never.
I stress, like, what if they actually are? And then I'll spend, like, over an hour, spend the whole prep, every minute I have getting it all ready, handwritten instructions. They are set up for success, and I've never received it back, but I always stress myself out, and I do
academic
it.
things at Disney World.
Well, I mean, I
We're on a
would
Disney
I would
cruise.
like to know a little bit more about the history of Mickey Mouse, but, you know, other than that, there's an encyclopedia for that.
So I had a student this year that, and they go every year apparently to Jamaica, and they actually they help people there. I found out, it wasn't just like a vacation.
Right. Oh,
so they know people and they help.
because he was in my room too.
Well, yeah, except this year they happened to go when, what was it, Hurricane Melissa?
Yeah, they got stuck there because of the hurricane.
But thank God they were able to actually help other people too. But it was
and
scary.
they were okay with,
They were
very
okay,
scary.
but some, by the grace of God, she kept finding power and could email us to give us updates. But that I don't mind because I knew they were actually trying to come back.
Right, but he also did work for me while
He
he
did
was gone.
so much work.
Yeah, especially once they knew.
His parents don't play.
I don't actually think he had until they were caught in the hurricane, and then they were stressed about how much school he was missing.
Yeah.
Because they were checking in every day on what the student could do.
I mean, they were going above and beyond. They really were.
Yeah. So
that I appreciate.
So those you do get some, but then the most of the time though, it's like.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, no, and I enjoy the parents who are like, they'll just make it up when they get back.
And
I'm like,
I enjoy academic vacations.
100%.
I mean, nobody ever invites me.
No.
I mean,
actually, the Jamaica kid, I said since they go every year, I'm willing to go next year and tutor him every day.
Right?
So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
Because now I have all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. I do not. I do not. Right
you do
now.
not, but I have all the time.
I do not. You do. I do not.
All the time, guys.
Unless I do. But I don't yet.
You might. You might
We
soon.
just don't know.
So we're kind of keeping that under wraps for a couple more months. Maybe another month.
Well, until things are posted tomorrow. But yeah, so.
Actually, Dixie wants to speak to administration about something.
100%.
I'm excited to be there, not for that, but to hear the update.
Yeah, and shout out to Dixie for having an amazing kid in our class.
Oh my God, little Aiden. Little
the
sweet
best.
pea Aiden.
Shout out to Joseph for always bringing the humor and always working his little
Love
tail
you,
off.
Joseph. You are seriously amazing.
Yes, and shout out to Addie for being one of the most amazing coworkers ever.
Oh my gosh, the best.
Our goal is, once we get this figured out, hopefully a little bit more over the next few weeks.
Guests?
Yeah, we want to start having some of our teaching friends on here.
Yeah.
To have them share some of their experiences and their history and their wonders of us.
And their impressions of
And their impressions, yeah. What did you think of me?
Joseph and Aiden could actually do really good impressions of us.
Oh, 100%.
Like, for sure they've done it of me.
I'm sure they can. Well, the kids like to mimic me saying good golly in class right now. And I'm like, listen, that's just, apparently my word is good golly.
They make shirts that say, I love that for you because of me, and I enjoy that.
I know.
Like, we have I actually enjoy their impressions of us.
Yeah, it's
because
funny.
they're so spot on.
Very spot on.
And I'm like, wow, yeah, that is me. And
100%. 100%.
So it's fine.
Yeah, and then we're going to get some shirts made. We got to
get some shirts made.
Two broke teachers in a mic.
We got
to be advertising.
We will sell.
Ooh, we
if
should.
Anyone wants
we should sell merch. Yeah. We'll get you some,
maybe a coffee
some
cup
ideas.
So we can just
put our Dutch in it.
Yeah, or Starbucks.
Pencils. Our kids never have pencils. Maybe it's pencils we need.
Two broke teachers and and sticky notes.
Pencils and sticky notes for sure. Yeah.
We'll be sending treats home with them.
Seriously.
Yeah, we'll be doing that.
Yeah. All right. Well, love you guys.
Joseph wants his shirt for Christmas. How about a end of 7th grade
Maybe
shirt?
end of 7th grade. End of 7th grade.
Yeah, I feel like, you guys need
good
those.
Timing. Good timing.
With our faces on it.
Oh, for sure. Oh, that reminds me. I have a surprise shirt I've been waiting all year to wear, and I forgot about it. So,
is it the Tylenol shirt? I'm wearing that one for the next show.
No, I in the next few weeks I'm gonna wear my fun shirt.
Can I wear my Tylenol one?
Heck yeah! Ooh, maybe on the next podcast I'll wear my Mandy one for my 50th birthday.
Mandy.
I can wear my all business in the front and party in the back shirt.
Love you, Dixie.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you guys.
Some people are heading out to work right now.
Yep, share. And
we are on YouTube,
like
so
and
subscribe, share it all over your social media. Make us famous. We now know, she knows how to save this.
Yes.
So she's going to do that right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's when we hit stop. My husband said all I have to do is hit stop and it saves.
Leo,
so.
If it doesn't, we're coming after you.
I know.
And you're going to have to be here for our podcast.
I know. Shout out to my husband who got this all set up for us.
Seriously.
Shout out to her husband for letting us use the man cave.
This is Hudson's room. What are you talking about?
Is it really?
Yeah.
No?
Well, the Hudson's, he
the
uses
shout
it
out
more.
to Hudson.
This is, my Peloton's in here. Yeah, this is more Hudson and his friends hang out in here.
Yeah, we've got a place at my house like that. The shed.
The shed, yeah.
Yeah, we call it the shed. People are like, quit calling it that. It's the shed.
Well, it's like when Miss B tells everyone she lives in a student's basement. We're like, stop telling people that.
Yeah, right? It's like, no. She's like, well, it's actually a separate apartment. Quit saying it's
But it does actually
Yeah.
sound funnier when she says I live in his basement.
It is much funnier. Yeah. We definitely, she's one we'll have to get on here too.
Oh my God, we need Jess B.
Her storytelling ability and expression.
We will have her tell
on.
you when they had the whole jewel heist at the Louvre.
She will act out the entire
That was a moment.
thing.
That was a moment.
Yeah.
So we will have her do that.
100%. 100%.
All right. Peace
All right.
out. We love you all.
Love you guys.
Should I stop that?
Yes.
Or do you stop it on there first?
Well, we're going to do both.
We're going to find out, guys. Look
See
at
ya.
this fancy couch. All right.